Meet Phoebe Buffay, the most eccentric, unpredictable, and spiritually free member of Friends. She's weird, she's wonderful, and she's way deeper than most people realize. At first glance, Phoebe seems like the group's oddball, the one who writes songs about smelly cats, talks to ghosts, and gives off major hippie energy. But behind the quirkiness is a woman who's lived through more pain and hardship than any of her friends, and somehow came out kinder, not colder. Phoebe grew up on the streets after her mother died by suicide and her stepfather went to prison. She lived in a car, mugged people to survive, and even learned Swedish from a guy she met in a park. She's the only one in the group who didn't grow up with a support system, no loving parents, no college roommates, no backup plan. And yet she never lets it define her. Phoebe is fiercely independent, morally grounded, and emotionally resilient. She's a vegetarian, an animal lover, and a passionate believer in spiritual energy, past lives, and healing crystals. She'll burn sage in your apartment, warn you about bad karma, and then sing a song about a dead rat, all in the same afternoon. As a musician at Central Perk, Phoebe brings her wild creativity to life, even if her songs are more funny than good. Who could forget, smelly cat, what are they feeding you? It's ridiculous, heartfelt, and totally Phoebe. Her love life is as unconventional as she is. She dates scientists, cops, masseurs, and even a man who thinks he's just a head in a box. But eventually, she finds true love with Mike Hannigan, a guy who accepts her completely, quirks and all. Their relationship is based on mutual weirdness, honesty, and growth. It's not flashy, but it's real. And in the end, it leads to one of the most touching weddings on the show. Phoebe's friendships are also unique. With Monica, she balances intensity with playfulness. With Joey, she shares a wonderfully childlike bond. With Rachel, she offers honest, sometimes brutally weird advice. And with Ross, well, they often clash over science versus spirituality, but there's always respect underneath. One of the most beautiful things about Phoebe is that she doesn't try to change to fit in. She doesn't need to. She knows she's different, and she owns it. She'll speak her truth, protect her boundaries, and fight for the people she loves, even if she has to get a little witchy to do it. But don't mistake her kindness for weakness. Phoebe can be tough. She'll dump a guy for killing a plant. She'll lie to protect her friends. She'll threaten someone in fluent Italian if they mess with her loved ones. She once carried her brother's triplets as a surrogate, a selfless act of love that showed just how big her heart truly is. Phoebe Buffay is proof that trauma doesn't have to make you bitter, that being different isn't something to fix, it's something to celebrate. She teaches us